Hello and welcome. I'm Alex Harris and I'm joined here by Savannah Libby. Savannah, how are you? All right, so it looks like we've got Mason Comets here, and it looked like that was a run there by the Comets, and they just stopped short. It's going to be third down
Stuck in the last scrimmage. Brings up to 16.
Right now, looks like Cincinnati and Mason got it going right now. They're down here for the Mason.
Stuff at the line of scrimmage. Comets elect to punt.
Sorry about that. We had a little bit of technical issues here. And it looks like the ball was just punted there, or it's going to be the Raiders' ball now as they take the offense here. So, Savannah, tell me what you're looking to see here from this Raiders' offense as we get underway here.
From this Raiders' offense, I'm looking for them to try to utilize all the different players that they have in their matchup right now. I think it's important that they try to focus on what their offensive line can do and try to work around especially this younger Comet team.
Oh, yeah, for sure. So here we go. Ball is snapped, and it's a run. Oh, and it's going to be stopped there. Comets defense coming up good, and it's going to be second down. It looked like that was a gain of about, I don't know, I'd say about 3 or 4 yards there.
Team tackle for the Comets. 5-yard gain, 2nd and 5.
So it's going to be 2nd and 5 here as the Comets defense is setting up, and here come the Raiders getting ready. Three players in the backfield. Ball is snapped and it's going to be handed off, and there he goes up the field. Oh, he's got room. He's got a first down. Two Comets are able to finally bring him down at the 30. Wow, what a run there by the Raiders offense. That was a great play. He just got into the open field and just took off, and he just started rolling there.
Tackle on the play made by Hendricks.
Ian Bakit, number 11, is standing on the outside and is really helping to make those stops that this team needs to hold them.
Yeah, like you said there, Savannah, that was a great hustle there by the Comets. You know, after the Raiders offense was able to break through that defense there, they were able to finally, you know, regain composure and able to bring him down there. So same formation, 3 players in the backfield there. Ball's going to be snapped, handed off, and he's going to go to the right. He's got some room, and the Comets are finally able to bring him down after a few yards. It looked like, I don't know, I'd say that's about a 2 or 3 yard gain there for the Raiders.
I think all they're trying to do right now is they're just trying to push the ball as much as they can. There isn't really much else they can do because this Comets defense is doing a great job at stopping them where they are and only letting them get maybe 1 or 2 yards. I think that they just need to continue to try to get those first downs, and it might be a good play for this Raiders team. Yeah,
for sure. Like you said, Savannah, you know, the Comets defense just got to make those plays, and you know, they're at a young age here where the ball is run a lot more than it is thrown. And that's just part of the game. And so, you know, you've got to, you know, kind of stack that line there like the Comets are doing. They're doing a good job of it. So it looks like the quarterback is back in shotgun now, and he's going to take a snap. Player in motion. It's handed off up the field. Oh, he's going. He's at the 10, the 5, and that's going to be a touchdown for Cincinnati. Wow, beautifully executed play there by the Cincinnati Raiders. He was in the quarterback in shotgun, and player in motion came across the field, took it, and just went up the right side of the field and just broke through the defense there.
Yeah, the Raiders were really able to find the weaknesses within the Comet defense, and I think the Comets now need to try to do the same thing here with the Raiders. The way that they're working is they're really crowding around the quarterback, and which isn't really doing much because they're just trying to run the ball. So they need to try to spread out just a little bit more so they can try to cover all those bases.
Yeah, that was some phenomenal speed there by by the Raiders. He just came across and he barely just got 1 or 2 steps there on the Mason defense, which led to the score. So, that ball is snapped and is fumbled, but the quarterback's going to receive it and he's going to try to go, but the Comets are going to bring him down at the 5-yard line. So, trying to turn a mishap into a score, but it will not go for the Raiders. That was Cameron Grosser there, stopping that 2-point conversion. So it's going to be 6-0. Raiders lead with 15:20 here to go. So Savannah, tell me what you think that the Comets, we saw them play some pretty good defense. They got a few stops here and there. However, the Raiders are, you can see they're going into motion a lot, having that player come across the field and just cut. So what do the Comets have to do to kind of stop that from, continually happening play after play after play?
I think defensively the Comets need to change up the style that they're trying to attack right now. I think that they're trying to really crowd around one space, and I think that they're not considering, who else is open, and they're only focusing on the offensive line and where the quarterback is, which is okay, except you have those wide receivers and they're cutting across and they're getting those open plays, so they need to be prepared for the outside for what's going to happen.
So here come the Comets on offense. They've got their quarterback back in shotgun, I believe. No, excuse me, he's right in the pocket there. So he's going to take the snap, and he's going to little pass there. But he is swarmed immediately by the Raiders defense. Wow, they read that play all the way and stopped that little fade there that the Comets had going there.
I think something that's significant, that's going to be a big game changer in this particular game, is that the Raiders, they just have a lot more size on the Comets right now, and that's going to hurt them, especially if they can't keep strong in their offensive and defensive line, then they're not going to be able to do much if they keep getting breakaways.
Yeah, like you said, Savannah, I mean, just kind of looking at these teams, it does appear that the Raiders have a little bit more size there. And so the Comets are really going to have to use their speed and, kind of outthink their opponents rather than out-hit them.
Yeah.
So the ball is taken and is snapped, and he's going to go trying to get to the side, but he's going to finally be brought down right there. That was number 13. That's Cameron Glosser there for the carry. And he got about 3 yards there to the outside trying to come up the sideline. So the Comets are about a yard back from where they originally started. So it's going to be 3rd and 11 now for the Mason Comets. I definitely did like, Savannah, what they did on that last play, that little pass they threw, because it did definitely try to, trick the Raiders. However, the Raiders kind of saw that one coming. They were able to get on top of that. So, that little change that got thrown in there, that, seeing that be done early is definitely a good indicator of what the Comets' offense is capable of, later on in the game if needed.
Yeah, exactly. I think that the Comets right now, they need to try to do more of those. I think they need to try to use maybe a trick play or try to do something just to kind of distract the Raiders while they're in this position, especially because they need to be focusing more on how they can use their speed.
So the ball is snapped and is carried right up the middle, and that is about a 6-yard gain. However, it's not going to be enough, so it's going to be 4th and 6 now for the Comets. And at the start of that last play, that was Cooper Nordstrom that came onto the field, number 15 for the Comets. And so that was a great run there by the Comets. He just took that up the field for 6 yards. So if you're the Mason Comets, what are you going to do here?
I think the Mason Comets, they can try to run the ball again, but that might not work, especially with the size of these other players. I think they need to try to run a play where they can either cut around somewhere and pass it and they can get through, or they can have somebody in front of one of their wide receivers or one of their running backs to try to see if they can get something there.
So the Comets lining up now. Getting ready to go for it here on 4th and 4. Ball's going to be snapped, and the quarterback's going to keep it. And he is stopped short. Didn't gain a lot there. That was number 14, Janthony Hendricks, for a short carry, and it's going to be turnover. Cincinnati's ball. Looks like a player is down on the field right now. I believe that is, and it looks like the referees are signaling for an injury timeout, and that looks like that was Janthony Hendricks.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to ICRC-TV Sports.
Three-pointer. Got it! In for the Comets score. Win! Comets win! Yeah!
Welcome back to Dwyer Field, where this 4th grade Comets team is playing the Cincinnati Raiders.
So if you're just now joining us, Cincinnati is up 6-0. They had I'd say that was about a 15-yard run down the left sideline about 5 minutes ago for this first score of this game. And the Comets now on defense, I believe, after just turning over the ball after going 4 and out with it.
It's 1st and 10, Raiders ball.
A little bit of confusion for the Raiders. Not sure which player's on the field and which one's not. A great learning opportunity for both these young teams here. It's quarterback. Ready to receive the snap here. Ball is snapped. Oh, that's a long snap, and it's going to be carried all the way to the outside. 35, 30. There's a flag on the field. He's at the 20. 10, 5, 10. That is a touchdown for Cincinnati. However, there was a flag on the field, so we're going to have to see if that brings it back at all or whether the flag was on the defense.
Flag on the play.
That's unfortunate. It looks like there's a holding call on the offense, so that is going to bring the ball back to where it was and we'll see, how many yards that's going to set them back.
I think it's important to see that the Raiders are really looking for those weaknesses in the Comets defense, and I think the Comets right now, they need to be focusing on what they can do to make sure that all the players on the field are covered and that they have everybody where they need to be. Because I think right now they're falling a little bit short just in their positioning and doing what they can. Because they have a tremendous amount of speed on this other team, but they're just not using it in the right way right now.
Yeah, so that will put the Raiders back 5 yards. So it's 1st and 15 right now. And like you said, Savannah, they're just getting into the outside. So that ball is snapped, and he's going to work his way to the outside again. He gets up. He's at the 35, the 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, and that's a touchdown for the Raiders. Just like the last play, except hopefully this time no flag there. Just got up that right sideline and went for. That was almost a 45-yard run there.
Yeah.
That was wow.
Went around the entire defense.
Yeah,
they're way too close together. They need to their defense for the Comets. They need to spread way out so they can try to cover as many people as possible. Because they're having a few people from the Raiders cover like 4 or 5 of these Mason guys, and then they're just running around them.
Mm-hmm. Like you said, Savannah, I mean, if the past 2 touchdowns have been, kind of just up that opposite sideline and just ran it up the field there, and that's a touchdown. So the Raiders are now going to go for a 2-point conversion. Ball is snapped. He's going to throw it up. Oh, and that was almost caught, bobbled into the back of the end zone. That was a good executed play, except for that last catch there. Mason has spent a majority of this game so far on defense. So Savannah, you want to talk to me a little bit about what you think the Comets can do on offense now to kind of change this game up and get it going their way?
I think offensively they need to work on being strong with the ball. I think right now they're kind of in their own heads and they're not really working together. This doesn't really look like a team out there. It kind of looks like a little bit of a mess. But they're gonna get it. Part of that is just that they're young and it'll come with time. And the other thing is just that they need to figure out a way to try to use what they have, which is they have speed and they have a little bit of an edge considering this is their home field. So they need to try to work around and do what the Raiders did and try to cover as many people as possible and find an opening.
Yeah, and if you can see right now as the Raiders defense is lining up, when you watch Mason, they've got a lot more guys, all together, but the Raiders defense is spread out for the whole 10 yards, whereas the Masons is only, 5 to 7. So, that's something that the Raiders are doing well on defense that's, kind of throwing the Comets for a little loop there.
Yeah.
So the ball is going to be snapped and carried there by the quarterback, but he is stopped immediately. That was number...
Run up the middle for no gain.
That's number 15.
2nd and 9 for the Comets.
Cooper Nordstrom there on the carry. Comets break their huddle, and as they approach the line, it appears that Nordstrom is right in the pocket there. 3 Comets in the backfield. He's going to take the snap. Oh, and he is swallowed immediately. That Cincinnati defense just closed in right, just blew past Mason's offensive line and just absolutely tackled him there.
Stuck in the backfield.
I think something that I'm noticing with the Comets offense that because they're so close together, they're not really finding the spacing to try to break away from the Raiders defense, which is unfortunate considering, they have the opportunities to. It's just that they're running the wrong play. They need to be able to try to maybe get into the backfield and try to work around it instead of just being trampled by your entire defense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like you said, Savannah, the Comets they're so close together that's really hurting them, and you can see that they've lost, they've gone backwards instead of forwards. The past two series down the field, and so that's like you said, if they spread out, they're able to open up the field a little bit more and get those little opportunities in here and there, which is going to allow them to consequently get downfield and score more points.
Yeah, I think that it's important right now that exactly kind of what you said, that in order for them to score more points, they need to try to get down the field, and they need to. I think their coaches need to talk to them about finding a way to where they can get around the wall of defenders that are right there and try to maybe sneak something through or find an opening, because there's not really a lot of stuff happening on either side of the field. It's just kind of staying in one place, and I think that if they spread it out just a little bit and worked on timing, that they could make a great play here.
Yeah, so the Comets are talking things over right now on the bench, taking a timeout. Like you said, Savannah trying to open things up here and figure out a way to get downfield and score some points. So it's going to be 3rd and 12 here as the Comets are getting ready to take the field.
5:56 left in the first half.
Comets only down by 2 scores. However, they are struggling to move the ball down the field. Just past the first time they had the ball, they went 4 and out now, looking at 3rd and long here as they take the field coming out of that timeout. little bit of confusion there for the Comets right now coming out of this timeout. And Cooper Nordstrom is in as quarterback right now. Looks like there's a little bit of confusion, like I mentioned, for the Comets. They've got 3 guys in the backfield. Nordstrom right there to receive a direct snap, and it looks like they got Cincinnati offside there. Threw the defense for a little bit of loop there, and that's going to be a 5-yard penalty.
You can already see with their positioning before the play even starts that the Raiders, they just spread out more, and that's helping them offensively and defensively. Just because the more space they have to move and make a play, the more easily they can surround the Comets. Because the Comets right now, they're still really packed in, which it'll work in certain circumstances, but they need to reconsider their options for this game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like you said, Savannah, since they're more spread out, they're able to bring more pressure off the edges, which the Comets are trying to defend. But if you're so close together, it's difficult to do. And once you shift out to the edges, that's going to open up the middle. So Nordstrom's going to give a handoff there. That's upfield for the Comets, but he is swallowed, and he will not go anywhere on that play.
The handoff there was clean, and I think they're trying to work around what they have been given and where they can go, and I think that it's being seen, even if it's not exactly being executed how they thought it would be, it's still trying to make a play.
That was Cameron Glosser there on the carry. However, he was not able to get very far due to this phenomenal Cincinnati defense that they've got. Cincinnati defense they're taking on right now. So you can see them flipping the field right now, and so they selected to punt. However, at this age, they're being a little bit younger. There are no punts, and so they're just sending them downfield right now, as you can see. It's going to be first down at the 42-yard line.
First and 10 Raiders at the 42-yard line.
So right now, if you're the Mason Comets, what are you telling your defense? The past 2 times the Raiders have gotten the ball, they've gone down that right sideline there, and just taken off and run down. Do you watch that sideline a little more closely? Try to space out your defense. I know we've talked about them needing to space out their defense, but do you think the coach has seen that yet, or is he going to try to make some adjustments to the offense, the defense, to be able to manage what the Raiders have been doing so far?
I think the coach has probably seen that by now, considering they've scored 2 touchdowns on their defensive. But I think that they're trying to consider spacing them out more. They're already being more organized. They have more people back for help, which I think is important. They're not quite as grouped together, which I think is going to be good for them. And they look more like in the positions where they actually should have been at the beginning of the game, rather than where they were.
Mm-hmm. And one of the things to consider, Savannah, is that since we have noticed that Cincinnati Raiders are a little bit bigger in size, trying to pack and load that middle might be one of the ways the Comets are trying to combat that size. So they're trying to give up the space for the size, but right now it looks like they're trying to kind of flip-flop that and go space over side. And like you mentioned, Comets defense has spread out here. So the ball is snapped and it's going to be handed off. Oh, but it is fumbled, and the Comets try to get in the backfield, but no, that is Cincinnati Raiders taking off, and he's going to finally be taken down there at the 55-yard line by number 14. That's Janthony Hendricks. Wow, that was a pretty strong tackle there, but not after the Raiders pick up the first down.
First down for the Raiders. Tackle made by Janthony Hendricks.
Yeah, you could see that their defense was really moving around and trying to get that extra edge there. Except they couldn't quite get through. They were too close together when they tried to attack him, and they couldn't get control of the ball there.
Yeah, something that's important here for the Comets is being able to capitalize on those mistakes that the Raiders are going to make inevitably. And so, they did a good job there bringing the pressure. You saw two Comets get into the backfield. They just weren't quite able to take down Cincinnati's quarterback, and so that, resulted in that first down. We do apologize. We do not have the roster for the Raiders team, so we'll do our best to clarify which players are doing what. The ball is snapped and it's taken out of the backfield, and he's going up down to the 30, where he's finally brought down around the 25-yard line, but there is a flag on the field, I believe.
First down Raiders is a flag on the play.
And it's going to be a holding on the offense, so they're going to bring it back.
We'll go on the offense.
5 yards there for 2nd and 15. It's going to be a 10-yard penalty, excuse me. And see, Sven, this is kind of what I was talking about, the Comets being able to capitalize on the mistakes that are being made by, the Raiders. They've got to go 20 yards now, and it's first down already, only first down. So, what do the Comets have to do to be able to capitalize on these mistakes?
I think the Comets need to focus on not only trying to stop their offensive line, but trying to stop who they have out running.
And the ball is handed off from the backfield, and he's going to take off. That's Cincinnati, but he's going to be tackled after gaining about 10 yards. So that's going to be 3rd down here for the Raiders. Running clock, and so the Raiders are scrambling to get one last play off before the half. About 44 seconds here to go.
Outside for a gain of 10. 3rd and 10 for the Raiders.
Cincinnati, the ball is snapped high, and he's looking downfield. He's going to let that one fly, and that is caught and down at the 20. He's being chased by a Comet, and he is taken down. There's 20 seconds left still on the clock. That was a beautiful play there by the Comet. That's number 13. That's Cameron Glosser making a diving tackle to bring down to prevent the touchdown on that play.
For the Raiders.
4 seconds left on the clock.
At the 2-yard line.
And they will not get that final play of the half off. Wow, Cameron Glosser coming out of nowhere, preventing a three-possession game for the Comets. That was from being down 3 possessions. So we will see you back here after halftime. Thank you for tuning in, and come back for more action here at half.
And this time, we'd like to remind you that water and lemonade is for Love Like JJ.
On air or online, this is media for your community. This is ICRC-TV.
Leaves us with the next item on our agenda is item number 5, opening session.
I want to thank everyone for joining us this evening. If you're out here at the parade or listening, thank you again.
Into the end zone, and that is caught by Jaden Wood.
Come on now, how we doing? Y'all feeling all right out there?
Hello, and welcome to this edition of This is Glendale. I'm Bet Chorus.
Hey guys, this is the Unit 1 crew from Woodlawn Fire Department. We just want to wish you guys a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
And of course, you can always go to ICRC-TV.com.
Always a great day when ICRC is involved.
Another edition of ICRC, bringing the community to you.
Welcome back to Dwyer Field. We have the Mason Commons facing the Cincinnati Raiders. At the half, it's 12-0. The Raiders are up.
Like Savannah just mentioned, welcome back. It is 12-0 here at Dwyer Field. Cincinnati Raiders have taken a commanding lead here in the first half. The we'll see how the second half shapes up as we're about to get underway. It's going to be, not sure who started out with the ball. We had a little bit of technical issues to start out the game. I believe it is going to be Cincinnati's ball. And like I mentioned earlier, we apologize. We do not have the Cincinnati roster, so we'll do our best to identify which players are doing what. Quarterback back in shotgun. Oh, and there's going to be flag on the play. It looked like it was a false start on the offense is what it's going to be, the call, I believe. Looks like the referees are going to converse over it. You saw two players kind of on both sides kind of jump the gun there. I'm not sure which one started it, and so that is going to kind of going to be up to the referee's discretion here.
It looked like the Comets players were saying something, and the Raiders just reacted.
And it is going to be a penalty on the defense, so the Raiders will move up 5 yards there. Not sure what the exact penalty is going to be there.
Sets up a 1st and 5 for the
We're going to go with
Raiders.
the offsides call here. So it's going to be 1st and 5 here for the Raiders. Quarterback in shotgun. The ball is snapped. He's going to hand it off. He's going up that right sideline there, and he's going to get a 1st down. Wow, that was a big carry there for the Raiders. This is a 15-yard carry as they're going to move the chains for a 1st down.
Tackle made by Anthony Hendricks.
I mean, just watching this Raiders defense play, they appear to be so much more versatile right now and able to do so many more things than the Comets. You know, their quarterback is back in shotgun. He's not right in the pocket every play, and so that's, you know, making that harder for the Mason Comets defense to kind of swarm him and get to him as quickly. The ball is snapped and it is fumbled, but it's going to be picked up, and there is a flag on the play, I believe, and that is Cincinnati carrying it down to the far sideline, and he's going to be stopped just short of the 1st down, I believe. But there was a flag on the play, I think.
It's going to be a 2nd and 1 for the Raiders.
Nine-yard run outside. Sets up.
Nolan Shabbat just came onto the field for the Comets, along with a player whose number we were not able to see. And so the Raiders now with 2 players in the backfield, and the ball is going to be snapped and handed off, and it's going to be taken on down the near sideline. He's going, and finally he's going to be pulled down there just inside the 10 on the 8-yard line. That tackle was made there by number 9. That's Hudson Webb, who came up big for the Comets, stopping another near touchdown.
For the Raiders, tackle made by Anthony Hendricks.
Excuse me, that was Anthony Hendricks there, who made another big play, a defensive stop there for the Comets. He had that big stop there in the 1st half at the last second, preventing the Raiders from going up 3 scores at the end of the 1st half. And he makes another big play there, trying to make the Raiders work for every point they get. That ball is snapped, and it's going to be given. He's going to take it up the middle, trying to find some wiggle room, and he's going to get a touchdown for the Raiders. So it's going to be touchdown number 3 for Cincinnati as they go up 18-0.
I think it's key right now for the Comet defense to try to just have a conversation about what they think they're doing right now, because it's most of this is just coming from they're getting these breakaways offensively from the defense, just overcompensating the offensive line, which I get because they have more size, but at the same time they still need to be thinking about where the players are on the field and what they can try to do, and I think that they're just not getting there in time.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, Savannah. So out of the huddle, here comes the Raiders. Quarterback right in the pocket, going to take a direct snap, and he's going to look to throw, and that is caught. That is the first complete pass, I believe, all game. So that is going to be 2 points there for the Raiders. So it is going to be 20-0, the Raiders lead. Take a look at this replay here. That was just a very good, very well-timed pass there by Cincinnati, just to finish that off that strong drive, which started off with the Comets flag, and they were able to take advantage of that and drive downfield and finish the job.
Yeah.
So as the Comets offense takes the field, Savannah, what do you think, we mentioned earlier they did have a few little tricks up their sleeve. Do you want to see them try to do that, or just try to, work the ball down the field and try to, just try to pick up these easy yards? Because, the run game hasn't been working for them as well as it has for Cincinnati.
I think they could try for maybe the first or second couple downs, just to try to see if they could maybe get a little bit of yardage before they try to pull out a trick. But I think it's getting to the time in the game where they need to try to make a play and try to work around what they're given and where the Raiders are playing at.
So the Comets quarterback, that is Cooper Nordstrom, takes the snap and is going to be taken down almost immediately. I believe that is a loss of about 2 yards there for the Comets, and it looks like a player's down on the field. That is number 70. Not sure which one that is. I think that is number 85, Jacob Pittman, going down there. Looks like he took the brunt of two of the Cincinnati Raiders coming down on him. And excuse me, that was not Jacob Pittman that went down. Still not sure. Still not able to identify which player that is, as he is able to stand up and is being helped off the field by a coach. So the Comets break the huddle and take the field here after losing about 2 yards there on that play. So it's going to be 2nd and 12, I believe. Three Comets in the backfield. That ball is going to be handed off there by Nordstrom, and as he's falling, and possible fumble there by the Comets, but I don't think so. I think his knee hit the that was Cameron Foster there who carried it, but I don't believe it was a fumble. Comets are getting pushed back pretty far here.
So for the first time ever, ICRC games, the first time ever, we are calling actual football games on ICRC this year. Students are.
Excuse me, it does appear like that was a fumble. So that's big continuing the momentum that Cincinnati's got going. They just took it, and that ball is snapped, and it's going to be carried to the outside, and he's taken down there by the Comets defense. Cincinnati try to go to that far sideline, which they've been working all game there, Savannah, and the Comets, they're realizing that, and they're on that play, you saw he was able to cut inside and stop that carry from getting too far down the field.
Yeah, I think it's important that the Comets offensive line remains strong right now, especially with all the pressure that they're going against from this Raiders team.
Ball is snapped and handed off, and the Raiders is going to weave. Raider running back weaving through some players there, and he's going to be taken down for 3rd down right now. So the Comets with an opportunity here to stop this Raiders defense for the first time all game without scoring a touchdown. But it is about 3rd and 1 here, so the Comets defense is going to have to come up pretty strong here to get that necessary stop. Looks like there's a timeout being taken here by the Raiders to talk things over here and figure out what they got to do to get this first down here. So this Cincinnati Raiders team right now, Savannah, has all the momentum going. What do the Comets have to do to turn around this, momentum? They've still got 13 minutes left. It's a three possession game right now. And so, if the Comets are able to, they can turn this thing around. But what do they have to do to make that turnaround happen?
I think right now in the game, it's kind of up to the mental aspect, which can sometimes be undervalued. I think that if they continue to try to work together and try to move around and do what they can, that something will happen and their offense will start to work. They just have to be patient with it. And I think that they can't start to lose hope that they're not going to win this game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, couldn't have said it better myself. So that ball is snapped, and to that far sideline, the Raiders go, and he's going to slip in for a touchdown. Comets chasing, but not able to bring him down. That was about a 21-yard carry there for the Raiders, as they're going to go up 26-0.
Run to the outside results in a touchdown for the Raiders.
You can see him coming across and coming around and going back and coming right into the end zone.
What do you like to see there, though? The Comets, I believe that was number 15, Cooper Nordstrom. He was diving, right at the 1-yard line, just still trying to make that stop. Still hustling, which is great to see from the Comets, even though they are down big at the moment.
Yeah, I think it's going to come down to who wants it more and who can hustle more. And I think that if the Comets keep trying and keep continuing to give the same effort or giving a little bit more effort, then I think it'll change a little bit.
So that ball is intercepted there on the 2-point conversion. That's number 33. That is Keaton Wilking, who is able to come up with the interception. So that is right there. That's a momentum shift there for the Comets, able to take advantage of, and now can use it on the offensive end.
Comets are coming in for their huddle, and the ref's giving them a few words. currently 26-0 with 11:25 left in the clock.
So as both teams take the field here, we've got just over 11 minutes to go. Running clock throughout the game unless there's a timeout taken. So the Comets taking the field here, and they're going to start out around the 35-yard line on offense. So Cooper Nordstrom is going to take the snap. He's going to hand it off, and that is Comet's going to carry the ball, and the Comet runner there swarmed there by Cincinnati. It looked like that was number 13, Cameron Glosser, who tried to carry the ball. And it's going to be second down. Second and 11.
Injury timeout.
And another Comets player down. That's not good. They've already lost one player to injury earlier in this half. Another Comet down. That's not looking good for them, especially when you're down big and you need your starters healthy and able to play when you're down this much.
Yeah, the Raiders team are showing respect by taking a knee for the Comets.
You know, one of the most important things about youth sports, and something that I love the most, Savannah, is that, you know, not only do you learn to, you know, you learn the sport, you learn the game, but you also learn, you know, the little things like, you know, respecting your opponents, you know, hard work and all that stuff that goes into, you know, that goes into high school and, you know, further, not only in sports but also in life. And so glad to see, you know, those lessons coming out in the field at such a young age.
Yeah, exactly. It's important that they not only develop them as players, but as people, and I think Kastner does a good job of that in the Mason football program, and he tries to start them from a young age with those beliefs.
So the Comets now lining up, 3 men in the backfield, and Cooper Nordstrom is going to take it himself and break through for a few yards there. It's going to bring up third down now for the Comets. Still struggling to move the ball, if only a few yards every play. So the clock is still ticking away as the Comets' hopes of a comeback are looking slimmer and slimmer. However, they're still trying to stay in the fight by running as many plays as they can, not wasting any time unnecessarily, and just giving it their all, which you love to see. So Nordstrom is receiving plays from his coach as he's going to run out to rejoin the huddle of the Comets.
3rd and 9 for the Comets.
It's going to be 3rd and 9 now.
It's as time-consuming as you want it to be. Basically, you can do however much you want. So I mean, it's very time-consuming for me because this is like my number one thing, and like I'm the director, so it kind of has to be. But like for someone like Savannah does a lot. Like Alex, for instance, he does a lot of documentary, a lot of trash. So he has to take about 10 off.
So the Comets breaking the huddle now. 3rd and 9 as they're looking to try to come up with a big first down here and ride that momentum that they got from the stop of that interception on the 2-point conversion. So Nordstrom going to take the snap. He's going to hand it off, and the Comet carry there for about 2 more yards before he's taken down, and that is number 14. That is Janthony Hendricks, who carried it for about 2 yards there.
You can see that they were kind of starting to get the momentum there a little bit, trying to break through the defensive wall that is the Raiders right now, and I think that they need to continue that and try to keep seeing what they can do on this fourth play and in their next possession.
Yeah, like you said, Savannah, that play looked a little more fluid and a little more like the Comps are kind of working their way and figuring out what they're doing here. And that's something you love to see. Unfortunately, though, it is fourth down, so the Comets are going to it looks like they're deciding to go for it instead of punting, with 6:38 here to go in the second half. It does appear that the Comets have elected to punt the ball, and like I mentioned earlier in this game, with these players being at a young age, they do not punt the ball. However, they do move them to the opposite side of the field, to about the 35-yard line. So the ball is spotted at the 40-yard line, so the Raiders offense is going to have to work from there. And we saw them earlier this half make a long drive, starting at the 40 and being able to score to give themselves the 26-0 lead.
I think for the Raiders right now, it's key that they try to make sure that they can maintain this, because they've just been they haven't really stopped this entire game. Which part of that is good, but at the same time they can't lose their momentum because they don't really have much of a bench.
So that ball is snapped and is taken all the way downfield to the 50, and he's still on his feet, taking ankles as he's going. A little spin move there, still on his feet, and he's finally going to be taken down there by number 30 on the Comets. That's Ryan Birdsall, who came in with a big hit there. But wow, what a run there. He's running, he's taking ankles and putting on the spins, as you can see in this replay right here. Here comes his little spin move there, and finally taken down from the behind there by Birdsall. So 4:32 here to go, as the Raiders are going to take the snap, and he's looking downfield to throw potentially, and that is thrown, and that is going to be intercepted there by the Comets. His knee did hit, so the ball is going to be down at 30. So that's Comets defense coming up with second interception there for the game. That was number 11, Ian Bakheet, on the interception. You can see this replay here, just right place at the right time, and able to make that catch.
I think that's going to be a big influential part of the rest of this game. It's just timing and what they can do with where they're at, because there's only 3:35 left on the clock, so the Comets need to be really smart with how they play right now, and especially how they're going to attack this defensive force.
Yeah, like you said, Savannah, the Comets have just, 2 stops there, one on a 2-point conversion and the one we just saw, both interceptions there by the Comets. So, that's when you're struggling in a game to get things going offensively, you can take some, you can feel good about the fact that your defense has, played well on when the pass game is involved.
Yeah, exactly. You have to kind of roll with what you're given.
So Nordstrom takes the snap and is going to be taken down immediately there by the Raiders defense.
Taken out of the backfield. 2nd and 12 for the Comets.
It's going to be 2nd and 12 for the Comets. They need to try to work on really really finding those openings and trying to see what they can do, especially if there's 2:20 left in the clock. You know, they don't really have much left to lose at this point, considering Cincinnati is up 26-0. They just need to try to go for it and need to pull those trick plays out of their pocket.
Sorry about that background noise there. We got a little bit of a breeze coming in through the window up here. Beautiful day for some football as the Grimes Bowl is being held here just a few days before school gets underway here at Mason. So it's, like Savannah mentioned, 2nd and 12 here. The Comets offense trying to get something going with a minute 38 now here, as the offense breaks the huddle and is going to try to make one last push here to end the game. Nordstrom with the carry, and he's going to pick up maybe a yard on that one, as it's going to bring up 3rd down. And he took a hard hit there. There was 2 Raiders that took him down, being helped up by his teammates there. So under a minute to go here, as it's going to be 3rd and 11, we'll call it.
Run to the outside brings up a 3rd and 11 for the Comets.
So the Comets gonna run one last play here before most likely electing to end this game here by sending the ball downfield. Nordstrom going to take a direct snap and is going to be brought down right there. And so that will end the game, as there's 7 seconds left on the clock. And a possible strip there by the Raiders. And so that will end the game 26-0 as the Comets fall to the Raiders. Thank you for joining us here. We will have another game coming up here shortly. I'm Alex Derso here with Savannah Libby. Thanks for tuning in.